welcome everyone. Today we're actually turning this explainer into a full-on fast-paced game show, and you are the star contestant. We're going to test your wits, your lateral thinking, and your ability to look right past the obvious. We pulled 15 fantastic brain teasers from a brainquizer challenge that is literally designed to twist your logic in knots. So grab a mental buzzer, get ready to shout your answers at the screen, and let's see just how sharp your mind really is. Okay, let's dive into this. The source material lays down a massive challenge right off the bat, claiming that only smart people get these right. So the big question is, are you one of them? Throughout this explainer, we're going to keep track, break down exactly why our brains get tricked, and show you the hidden logic behind every single answer. Let's start with a classic to get those gears turning. All right, here's your first official riddle. What can be measured but has no length, width, or height? Think about the tools we use every single day. We measure a distance with a ruler, we measure weight with a scale, but what do we measure that takes up absolutely zero physical space? Do you have your guess locked in? Well, the answer is time. If you got that right, go ahead and give yourself a point. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how lateral thinking works. Our brains immediately jump to geometry, length, width, height, all because of the word measured. But to actually solve it, you have to break out of that physical box and think about abstract concepts. That is the exact mindset you're going to need for the rest of this explainer. Moving right along, welcome to Level 1, Everyday Objects. Let's see if you can spot them. Okay, here's your clue. What has a window but no glass? I want you to picture common items you might find just sitting on your desk or maybe in your mail pile. When we hear the word window, we instantly think of a wooden frame, a pane of glass, maybe some curtains. But what else uses that exact same word? It's an envelope. This is such a clever trick, isn't it? The riddle takes full advantage of our default assumptions. It uses the word window to refer to that tiny, clear plastic film that lets the address peek through, rather than, a giant fixture on the side of a house. It completely forces you to redefine a common word on the fly. All right, it is time for our first lightning round. We've got 3 clues, rapid fire. Let's see if you can keep up. Clue number 1, what has a head, a tail, is brown, and has no legs? The answer, a penny. Clue number 2, what goes up when the rain goes down? The answer, an umbrella. And clue number 3, what gets more useful the more it dries? The answer, a towel. Just look at the incredible mechanical logic here. The towel riddle is especially fun because it plays on a paradox. Like, how can something get dry and wet at the same time? Well, it dries you by getting wet itself. So good. Okay, excellent job if you survived Level 1. Now we are heading into Level 2, punny wordplay challenges. Fair warning, these rely heavily on double meanings. Let's test your comedic timing with this one. What kind of music do balloons hate? Think about the physical properties of a balloon. What is their ultimate enemy? Like, what is the one thing a balloon desperately wants to avoid? I'll give you a second. The answer is pop music. So the absolutely crucial point here is understanding the pun. Pop has this brilliant double meaning. On one hand, it's a massive genre of catchy radio music. But on the other hand, it's the terrifying, loud sound of a balloon meeting its sudden, explosive end. It's just a perfect linguistic collision. And actually, fun fact, the term pop music originally popped up, pun intended, in the 1920s to describe music with broad popular appeal. Let's keep that wordplay momentum going with another lightning round. Clue 1. What kind of nail is used by carpenters but never hammered? Answer, a fingernail. Clue 2. What kind of bean never grows in a garden? Answer, a jelly bean. Both of these clues are super tricky because they take a category, nails and beans, and trick you into thinking about hardware or agriculture. But just by adding a tiny prefix, finger or jelly, the entire meaning of the root word completely changes. We are absolutely burning through these. Now we enter Level 3, Intangible Brain Teasers, where we dive into abstract concepts and the structure of language itself. Now this one has a slightly darker, more mysterious feel to it. What can't be seen, touched, or heard, but can still hurt you. It kind of sounds like a ghost story, doesn't it? We usually associate hurt with physical pain, a scraped knee, a stubbed toe, but what invisible force carries that much power? The answer is the truth. This riddle completely shifts gears from standard logic to emotional intelligence. It plays right on the metaphorical concept of pain. As the old saying goes, the truth hurts. It perfectly demonstrates how riddles don't just test our vocabulary, they actually test our understanding of the human experience. Let's try another one. What can you always find in the middle of nowhere? Now, what's really interesting about this one is that your brain is probably trying to picture a desert or an empty ocean or deep space. Actually, scratch that. Stop thinking about geography entirely. Look strictly at the word on the screen. The answer is simply the letter H. Nowhere. Just count the letters. 3 on the left, 3 on the right, and the letter H sits dead in the middle. Don't you just love that feeling when the answer was literally hiding in plain sight the entire time? It makes you feel so incredibly smart for catching the literal interpretation. All right, time for our final lightning round to close out level 3. Here we go. Clue 1, what can run for miles but never gets tired? Answer, a stream. Clue 2, what has a center but no corners? Answer, a circle. And clue 3, what can fly forever without getting tired? Answer, wait a minute, it's time again. That's right, time makes a sneaky second appearance in this source list. First, it was being measured without dimensions, now it's flying without wings. Time really is the ultimate intangible brain teaser for sure. Take a deep breath, everyone. We have officially reached level 4, the final brain busters. Let's see if you can achieve a perfect score. Here is your second to last challenge. What has a heart that doesn't beat? We're back to biological wordplay here. You know it's not a living animal, but it has something we call a heart. Think about things you might find in a kitchen or maybe on a dinner plate. Got it? The answer is an artichoke. The center, meaty, delicious base of this vegetable is famously called the heart. It's a wonderful example of linguistic overlap, where we literally take a vital organ and use it to describe the core of a completely unrelated plant. And interestingly enough, an artichoke is actually an unbloomed flower bud from the thistle family. And here we are, the 15th and final clue in our explainer. What has stripes and goes around the world? Think very carefully about this. It's definitely not a zebra. Think about modern, everyday items. Think about something that travels globally, attached to almost every single physical product you buy. It is a barcode! Amazing! Those little black and white stripes are scanned in every country, on billions of packages, making their way all around the globe every single day. Fun fact for you, the inventor of the barcode actually drew inspiration directly from Morse code, just extending the dots and dashes downwards. If you guessed barcode, give yourself a massive pat on the back. You have successfully navigated the entire list. So, it's time for the final tally. How many of the 15 did you solve? Were you tripped up by the punny pop music, or did the literal letter H catch you off guard? These riddles prove that intelligence isn't just about knowing dry facts, it's about being flexible with how you perceive the world and the actual words we use to describe it. So I'll leave you with this final thought to keep your mind sharp. What everyday object are you looking at right now that could be turned into tomorrow's trickiest riddle? Keep questioning, keep playing, and keep learning.